What's the difference between branding, marketing, and advertising? Now, if you're not sure, you're not alone. Most people blur these concepts together, and as a result, they end up wasting time and money, feeling frustrated and confused when they don't get the results that they want. But by the end of this video, you'll be able to explain the differences better than most marketeers. So let's start with some definitions. Branding is the process of shaping how people see and remember your business. Now here's a video that goes into a bit more detail, but put simply, your brand is the way that people feel when they encounter you, and branding is the long-term work of shaping that feeling. It's often seen as an investment for the future rather than something with an immediate measurable return. Marketing, on the other hand, can be described as the activity of promoting and communicating a product or service's benefits to persuade people to buy. We're talking specific strategies and tactics here. How exactly are we going to communicate our product's benefits in such a way that it convinces people to take action? Now, I said before that branding deals in the long term. Well, marketing is much more short term. We can turn our marketing campaigns on and off. And here's another important distinction. All forms of marketing feed back into your brand, but not all brand activity is necessarily marketing. Now, when it comes to advertising, that's just the paid side of marketing. So things like TV ads, billboards, things that amplify your message and get it out to a wider audience. So branding is who you are. Marketing are the things that you say and do to promote your product or service, and advertising is just a paid for way that you can say it louder and reach more people. But how do you spot the value of a brand in everyday life? Well, a brand is the difference between a personal computer and an iMac, a bottle of fizzy drink and a bottle of Coca-Cola, a pair of trainers and a pair of Air Jordans. All everyday products. But I bet when you saw the iMac, you weren't thinking about spreadsheets. And the bottle of Coke didn't just remind you that you were thirsty. And the Air Jordans are not just about cushioning your feet. Each carry stories and feelings and status. And that is the power of a brand. If you're finding this helpful, please do consider liking and subscribing below. It'll really help the channel out, and it'll mean that you won't miss any future videos like this one. Another helpful way to think about brand and marketing is to see the brand as the messenger and marketing as the message. Now, both need to be in place and working properly, but they're doing slightly different things. Your brand is bringing credibility, and your marketing, the message, has to have persuasion and clarity. Now think about it. If you were to meet a super sleazy and unpleasant salesman, it really wouldn't matter how good his pitch was. You just wouldn't believe a word of what he was saying. And likewise, you might meet someone who you instantly clicked with and you really liked, but if what they're telling you is a little bit muddled and confused, well, you'd probably walk away as well. So it's only when these two things are working together do we start to see results. Now, in his book Cashvertising, Drew Eric Whitman talks about the Transtheoretical Model applied to advertising. Now, this just describes the 5 stages that people go through when making any behavioral change. Now, for us, that means going from not even knowing that our product or service even exists to becoming a loyal customer. Now, those 5 stages are: Stage 1 is unaware. People don't even know you exist yet. Stage 2 is aware. They've heard of you, but that's about it. Stage 3 is interested. They're curious. They might start comparing you to some of your competitors. Stage 4 is action. They give you a try, they buy your product, or they sign up. And stage 5 is loyalty. They come back again and again. Now, the obvious challenge here is, how do you deal with customers or consumers who are at different points in that process? Well, Whitman suggests that you can either create ads or pieces of communication which cater to everyone at once. And to be honest, I can't see, you're going to end up trying to say way too much at once doing that. And the other option he suggests is that you create a series of ads which take people through from stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But here's the great thing about a good, strong brand. It allows your marketing and advertising to start later on in that process, because the early stages, your brand can take care of through recognition, through trust and the feelings that you've built up, and through your reputation. In other words, strong branding makes your marketing and advertising both more efficient and more persuasive. So to wrap up, branding is who you are. Marketing is the tactics that you use to communicate your product's benefits in order to get people to buy. And advertising is a way for you to amplify that message and get it out to more people. But the bottom line is that if you get the brand right, then your marketing and advertising will work much better for you. Now, if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please do like and subscribe for more branding tips like this one.